Hi folks, welcome back to The Addicted Bookworm, where my addiction's all over the internet. On this channel I do library book hauls, book reviews, both physical and digital, audiobooks, and so much more. Alright, so today marks 3 weeks since I started my book buying ban, and I have kind of modified my book buying ban to be aware that yes, 99.999% of the time I will not be buying a new book, but I've kind of left room for buying Stephen King books. And before people get onto here and say, I thought you weren't going to buy any books, I thought you were going to get your TBR down to zero, I still am doing that. It's a lot slower because I want to savor the books that I already have, but I want to be very clear that the only time I will buy a book is if I've already read it. So I am on a Stephen King kick. I bought 4 books by Stephen King. These are all books I've read. So as soon as they arrive, they go onto my shelf. So the books that I bought that I've already read is Night Shift, which is a collection of short stories by Stephen King. The Stand, which is, as you know, about the apocalypse, about people trying to rebuild society. The Gunslinger, which is the first book in the Dark Towers series, and The Running Man, which is basically about a guy called Ben Richards that for 30 days he has to stay alive while people are trying to kill him, and if he wins, he gets money to help his daughter and everything. So those are 4 books that I got only because I had already read them. So for me right now, my Amazon cart is empty. I have no plans to buy any more books by Stephen King. Next month, I'm going to be checking out Firestarter. This is a book I have no clue I'm even going to like. I don't even know if I'm going to like The Long Walk or The Dead Zone. So, unlike Firestarter, I do own The Long Walk and The Dead Zone. So those are books I've had owned for quite some time, maybe 5 or 6 months or something like that. So if I don't like Firestarter, if I absolutely think that Firestarter is not a good book for me to have, or I just don't like the book, I will not buy it. Firestarter will not be in my collection. If I do like Firestarter, I will go and I will buy it. So I will get an Amazon gift card and I will buy the book. And then I move on to the next 3 books. These 3 books are all going to be checked out from the library. If I like 1 but not 2, if I like 2 but not 1, blah blah blah, they also will not be in my collection. If I want to read them again, I can just go to the library, but generally if I don't like a book, I will not read it again. There is actually 1 book I know will definitely be included in my collection of Stephen King novels, and that is The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. Back when I was younger, when my mother was still alive, my mother bought me a personal CD player. And this is one that you carry around and stuff like that. The only downside was it kept on skipping because it wasn't like today's CD players or whatever they are. So I'm actually going to buy the book, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, probably in December because I did enjoy that book a lot. But yes, so even though I am buying Stephen King books still, these are books I've already read, these are books I've enjoyed, and I have no qualms about spending the money for it. Now, I may go to Peddler's Mall when the weather gets cooler and see what they've got. and see if they have the Stephen King book that I already read and that I want to get and all that. So I'm really excited about just focusing my horror book collection on Stephen King. But not every book that he writes will end up on my shelf. Sometimes I'll just be like, it was an okay book. I just don't see putting in my collection. And I don't need every single Stephen King book that was ever published in my collection. Just the ones that I know I'm going to come back and reread over and over again. Those are the only books that I really care about. And I'm going to read it, and if I don't like it, I'm not going to get it. I'm just leave my Amazon cart empty. There's only 3 books so far that I know of I'm not looking forward to reading. That is Cujo, Apt Pupil, and Pet Sematary. And Pet Sematary I own. I own Pet Sematary. I have been hearing that Pet Sematary scared the shit out of people. So I don't really know. I don't know if I'm going to even like those 3 books. Unfortunately for me, I can't take back Pet Sematary. I wish I could. But the books that I'm going to be getting in September, these are borrowed from the library. I'm not going to Amazon and get them. I'm going to get them from the library first. Is going to be the Mist, Dense Macabre, and Roadwork. Those are the 3 books that I'm getting in September. Next month, I'm going to be picking up just Firestarter because, as I said, I do own The Long Walk and The Dead Zone. Now, if my brother buys me a Stephen King book, then I definitely will show that off and add it to my TBR because I know perfectly well that will not last long on my TBR. It'll end up being devoured and either I'll like it or I won't like it. But back to my book buying ban. The only thing that I have done as far as like books are concerned is getting ebooks from Amazon. These are from a website called BookBub. A couple of weeks ago, I got Alice the Dagger, which was free. They didn't charge me to ship any like tax or anything. That will be that, and I got Vegan Vampire, which was also free, and I got what other book did I get for free? The Good Night, the Gareth and Squin Medieval Mysteries Book 1. I have seen people do a review of that book, and so I'm really kind of interested in reading that one. I will probably read that in October. So, yeah. For people that don't know, I am totally addicted to my Kindle. I am addicted to my Kindle. But as far as like getting books are concerned for my Kindle, they have to be free. I mean, when I got paid on, I believe it was the 1st, I got, let's see here, Rhythms of War. This is before my book buying ban, Rhythms of War. And I did get a digital copy of The Stand, and I got, that's about it. That's just about it. That's all I got. Because those were the only 2 books that I intended to get as a digital copy. The rest of it was digital, like, from library and stuff. But, yeah, and then I went on the book buying ban. Yeah. So, I think I've done pretty good on my book buying ban, especially with the fact is that there's only one author that I'm willing to not break, but kind of bend it, and that's Stephen King. And it has to be a book I've already read and I've enjoyed. So, yeah. So, I am going to end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.